The biggest mistake you can make when building a high-end audio system isn't buying cheap gear. It's overspending on raw power you will never actually use. More watts doesn't mean more sound. Pair a high-power amp with efficient headphones, and most of that power is dead weight. Headroom you'd have to risk your hearing to even reach. Spec sheets don't build systems. Synergy does. Ignore that and you're not upgrading. You're overpaying for numbers you'll never use. We see this all the time. Imagine putting together a $2,000 headphone system. You pick out a top-of-the-line desktop amplifier, and you pair it with a beautiful, highly efficient headphone like the Hi-Fi Man Aria Organic. You sit down, eager for that emotional front-row listening experience we all chase. But when you play your favorite track, you realize you can't even turn the volume knob past 10% without it becoming uncomfortably loud. You might be thinking, yeah, but isn't having extra headroom always better? While keeping a little headroom is healthy for your gear's longevity, paying for 80% headroom that you never touch is a waste of your budget, if I'm being completely honest. So let's break down how to actually match your gear so the equipment gets out of the way and it lets the music just be. To understand why this volume issue happens, we need to talk about the concept of headroom. Headroom is essentially a safety margin between the peak level of an audio signal and the maximum limit before clipping or distortion occurs. An amplifier with large headroom means it can deliver more voltage than you normally need, so even loud peaks and dynamic passages stay clean and undistorted, and the amp is never straining with your chosen headphones. When it has no headroom or very little for a given headphone, you're already near the amp's limit at your normal listening level, so loud peaks will clip or compress, making that sound harsh or flat. A lot of people assume that having massive amounts of headroom is always a good thing for your gear's longevity. And to some extent, that's true. But you ideally want to use about 50 to 70% of your amplifier's capability at any given time, leaving a healthy 30% in reserve so you aren't constantly pushing your equipment to its absolute 100% limit. That's not good for the equipment's longevity. For example, a great pairing for the Aria Organic headphones at home would be the Dragon-inspired tube amplifier. It's not a low-powered amplifier, but it's the perfect balance with enough headroom to drive the Aria Organic and a few other upgrades down the line. But here's where the mistake happens: putting highly efficient, low-impedance headphones on wildly overpowered amplifiers. When you pair something incredibly easy to drive, like that Aria Organic, with a massive desktop amp, like the iFi Audio Valkyrie, that pushes out about 5.7 watts of power, you create a massive mismatch. You end up keeping your amplifier on its lowest gain and you barely touch that volume knob, leaving, you called it, 80% of unused headroom. Unless you're buying that amplifier as a baseline because you plan to buy more demanding headphones in the future, paying for all that unused capability can be a waste of your budget. It makes it impossible to find that relaxing sweet spot in the volume. So instead, if your headphones are highly efficient, you can save a lot of money and get a beautiful musical performance by choosing a more modest, highly capable DAC amp combo like the iFi Audio Neo iDSD3 Ultra-Res DAC headphone amp. But before we continue, I've got a quick question for you. We talk about a lot of gear on this channel, but do you ever find that the hardest part is figuring out which piece is actually the right next step for your specific setup? We want to take the guesswork out of it and help you find your true audio nirvana. We've built a simple quiz to help you identify exactly where you are in your audio journey. You'll get a personalized profile and custom guides to match. Plus, there's a chance to enter our monthly Dragon Cable giveaway while you're there. When you're ready to dial in your next setup, just click the first link in the description below. Now let's get back to the video. So we've covered the first rule of thumb: don't overpower highly efficient headphones. On the flip side, don't try to run demanding power-hungry headphones like the Dan Clark Audio E3 off an entry-level or underpowered system. If you underpower a highly demanding headphone, you might get the volume to sound loud, but you'll be listening to a shrill, thin version of the track. You lose the deep emotional resonance, the bass control, in the immersive experience that you actually paid for. Pair the headphones with an exceptionally clean and neutral amplifier like the Fez Audio Loopy for tube lovers or the Chord Hugo TT2 for our passionate, detail-oriented crowd, and both of those amplifiers will properly fill out the sound and reveal the true depth of the recording. Matching your headphones to your gear is about more than just reading the specs. There can be completely unexpected sonic results from poorly matched gear, and you might be missing out on the crucial sonic qualities that you would never know that you're even missing out on had you not upgraded to a more suitable component. Ultimately, you need to analyze your setup as a complete ecosystem rather than just a collection of individual specs. A great audio system should complement itself perfectly. The DAC, the amplifier, the headphones, they all need to play to each other's strengths to recreate the magic of that original recording. When you have headphones with specs all over the map, you need power diversity, contrast, and several gain stages. In an ideal world, you want a baseline piece of gear that you can use everything on. You don't want to silo yourself by buying an amp that only drives your current dynamic headphones. Because once you upgrade to that difficult planar or magnetic pair, your gear won't have enough power to amplify them properly. Then you have a new pair of headphones you can't use, and no money left in that budget for the new amp that you didn't know you'd be buying. Building a headphone system seems easier said than done, but it's all about identifying the future of your system. If you don't have those long-term plans, a massive amp might be total overkill. Instead, opt for a DAC amp combo that suits your current needs, but with just enough headroom to grow if you do decide to expand your collection. And whatever system you build, remember that using high-quality connections, like our Dragon audio cables, is crucial to tying it all together. Remember, a perfect headphone system isn't about buying the most expensive individual components. It's about matching your amplifier's power precisely to your headphone's requirements so you can just let the music be. Get this right, and every dollar you spend actually goes toward better sound instead of specs you'll never use. And now that you know how to match your amp and your headphones, you need to ensure your connections aren't bottlenecking your sound. Click the video on the screen right now to see why our custom Dragon audio cables are the ultimate missing link in your signal chain. You won't regret it. Check it out while you're here, and we'll see you next time.